Hi, Patrick. First of all, just uh, Moritz Seider, they just announced him signing. How much of a relief is that? I'm sure you guys noticed even just today what a big piece you were missing.
Yeah, I think just obviously some great news the past few days with Ray signing and then Mo signing. So I think everyone's kind of relieved that that's done and over with. And both those guys are tremendous players, some of the best players on our team. So obviously huge to have them on our side. And both of them I think are so deserving as well of their new contracts. I mean, both of them work so hard. They want to be Red Wings. They want to do well for the city here and for the organization. So happy for both of those guys and for the team as well.
Specifically, just in your time that you played with them last season, how did you see the importance of both of them and how driven they both are at such young ages, both Lucas
Yeah,
and Moritz?
yeah. I mean, I think especially now you're seeing it more and more where your younger players are coming in and having more of an impact and becoming some of your best players. But I think those two guys are no different. I mean, Mo's such a good defender, great defenseman. He's so important playing against top lines every night. Obviously, he's got a lot of offensive weapons as well. Can be dynamic on the power play, can produce offensively from the back end, which is huge. And then Razor, I think we all saw what he was able to do last year, especially at the end of the season, how good he was, how he really helped carry us into a spot where we could potentially make the playoffs, especially when Larks was out. And his production was through the roof at the end of the year too. So yeah, huge pieces for our team.
Lastly, just what appeals to you about the prospect of maybe playing with Vladimir Tarasenko on the same line?
I think he's a great shooter, and he's similar to DeBrincat in the way where he was able to find open areas and get his shot off quickly. So hopefully if I'm controlling the puck or can find him in certain areas where he can have a good chance to score, that could be beneficial to the team. I think we know each other from our time in New York as well, so pretty familiar with personality and the way he wants to play. I think we're both right wingers, so it'll be a little bit different to see, who's going to move over to the left or what we're going to do in that respect. But obviously playing with JT and Vladdy, there's a lot of potential there, and could really be a good, second scoring line for the team.
Thanks, Patrick.
She say you? Oh, sorry. Hey, Patrick. How advantageous was it to train this summer 100% healthy? You alluded to it, I think last time we talked to you. Like, how great was it to just be able to train like a pro athlete, like I remember you said?
Yeah, it was nice. Obviously a few summers before you were doing a lot of rehab or just trying to look for any type of relief in the hip area just to feel as good as you can. This year was more about, actually similar to the summer before that, like a lot of the stuff I did during rehab, but like more resistance, more weight behind the exercises, obviously more like full body stuff, not just necessarily focused on the hip. Obviously that's an important piece of the body for me, but it was nice to be able to just kind of go into the gym feeling good and get ready for the workout and be able to train, as hard as you can, like an athlete, like you said. So that was definitely a fun part of the summer for me. Was definitely happy to get a deal done and be able to come back for a year and hopefully build off last year.
That last one, where does your golf game compare to some of these other guys being up in Traverse City too?
uh,
Up tier?
you know what? I had a pretty good summer because actually after the hip surgery it was a little bit easier to play golf as well, but I haven't played in like a month, so I was a little bit rusty out there, but we played some great courses and fun to get out there with the guys and just kind of start the year off the right way. So it was definitely fun to play. Yeah, I mean, Danielson's really impressive. Skated with him a little bit when I first came into Detroit. You know, a lot of skill. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Bedard, the way he plays and the way he stick handles and shoots. I know he's a high end prospect as well, but he looks like he's got a bright future. Was actually on the same team as Mazer in like our little 3-on-3 tournament, and he was pretty impressive as well. Just the way he like shoots the puck and the way he's able to get his release off so quickly. I think he surprised some goaltenders with his shot. I haven't seen much of Casper really, but I've definitely been on the ice with him a few times, and from what I hear, he's like a gritty, hard-nosed guy that could potentially play in your top six. So they got a lot of good prospects here and a lot of guys that have bright futures. Like, I think everyone knows that we want to make the playoffs, but there's steps to be made to get there. I mean, we're not just going to start the season like I mean, at 91 points, and we have a new season, we're going to be able to, you know, be guaranteed to be potentially in a playoff race. Like, we have to work for it. We're playing a really tough division. We have a tough schedule to start the season with some of the teams we play. So I think the focus should be more on the start, getting off to a good start, put ourselves in a position that, you know, if there's some lulls or dips throughout the season, we have that little bit of a cushion from our start. But I mean, all in all, that's the goal. I know, you know, the organization hasn't made the playoffs in a long time, and that's what we're looking to do this year. And I think there's a lot of, you know, energy and excitement about being here in camp and getting better as a team and just potentially reaching that goal.
Hey, so what do you think you guys gained from that late season run and just last season in general? What do you think you guys learned to carry over into this season?
Well, I think you know, going through that, we talked about it at the end of the year a lot. It stung for a little bit and a while, to be honest with you, and it was extremely hard to get over that. But you know, I think we found out what we had in our room with our guys. You know, we battled hard. We came up short though, and we came up short by 1 point, and you learn how valuable every point is. And you know, sometimes when you're not feeling your best on the road, long trip, whatever it is, we showed ourselves last year through adversity that what winning hockey looks like for us. And you know, mucking it up, winning a point when we maybe don't deserve it. And you know, I thought you saw growth in everyone, and growth as a team, growth from our young players. And then we made some adjustments, some new additions that I think will really complement our team and complement our team game as well.
Oh, just one last one. How do you like this roster? How does it look to you? How is it different from last year?
Well, I think you look at who we added, and I guess the guys that aren't here, we kind of replaced many of them, and we got a lot of new faces again, which I think is always a little bit of a challenge, but I think that's why Traverse City is so important. And you know, getting the guys together, making everyone feel comfortable. And you know, you look at the guys we added, they kind of bring maybe a little bit more youth and a little bit of the same roles of guys we lost. So you know, I'm expecting that we have a hard October, but we're gonna have a great camp and hopefully hit the ground running.
You, Lucas, and DeBrincat finished the year together. What do you think worked well for you guys down the stretch, and how much better is it to kind of start this year with some of that established chemistry with the three of you?
Yeah, we had a good start last year as well, and then we had a good finish. And you know, I think we were a line that no matter what was going on, we always knew that we could go back to it wherever the coaches felt the lines could play out. But you know, I thought our finish, you know, everyone saw the step Lucas took, and Alex, I think he had a little bit of a struggle there, you know, in March, but in April, you know, we all bought in, and that's something back to Ted's first question, is the buy-in towards the end of the year. You know, guys playing through injuries, guys laying it all out there. the focus when we went on the road within the team. There's some guys that didn't have that, and that was addressed in the off season, and we got a ton of guys that are committed. All of the guys that are here, are committed, and I thought Alex's game was that towards the end of the year, and we just clicked. We scored on the rush. We matched up well against other teams, and I think we won a lot of we were plus coming out of a lot of those games, and that was big for our team.
And then last thing for me, obviously, Moritz not here today. What has that been like for you guys? And I guess kind of how strange is it to not have him around? I don't think he's missed a game yet in his career.
Yeah, it is strange. I think that's his situation, but I know he wants to be here, but it's between him, his agent, and Steve, and the guys understand that, but also we're here to get back to work and start building towards October 10th, and that's when we play the Pittsburgh Penguins. So we obviously, he's a huge part of our team, and we need him, but that's between him. So it is strange not having him. I'm hoping that we're all hoping that it can get done pretty soon. Thank you.
Helene?
Dylan, what's the potential you see if Tarasenko and Patrick Kane end up on the second line together, the kind of punch that they can provide?
Yeah, I didn't watch much of the first bit of the playoffs, but obviously watched a lot of the finals and later rounds. And I watched Florida play, and Vladdy stuck out to me, just his commitment and how hard he played. He was playing in I believe on their third line, and he's finishing his checks. You could just see his will to win. And talking to Kaner this summer, he mentioned that to me about him, and I've known him a little bit just through different NHL events, and he's a really great guy. He's a very talented player, two-time Stanley Cup champion for a reason. So it's a huge addition. I think him and Kaner can really click with Kaner's playmaking ability and Vladdy's finishing, and also Vladdy's forecheck. He can get on pucks and be very hard to play against. So I'm very excited to watch that line, and how it goes throughout the season, and even the chance to have him in our top 6, top 9, where guys are moving around, even the chance of maybe playing with him at some point. You never know, but just a great addition to our forward group.
With the young guys, Brunsak, Nugor is out there, Kasper, Danielson. How important is it you guys have that push from below as well?
Yeah, it is, and obviously it's we haven't been in a position the last really since Steve got here where we've been stocking up on draft picks and valuing those draft picks where we keep them at the trade deadline and different scenarios. And to see those guys now coming into camp and trying to fight for spots is very exciting for myself as an older player now. And everyone, most young guys now have a lot of talent and skill, and it's just it's good to see, and they look good. They've come in great shape, and I think they're here to make a statement, and it's noticeable.
Lastly, just are you in contact much with Moritz?
I've talked to him. Obviously, he was one of my good close friends, so we've talked, and I'd like to. Yeah, I've talked to him.
Thanks, Dylan.
Yep.
Sam Stockton?
Dylan, what for you, both individually and as a collective, are the most important things to accomplish during these first couple days of camp?
Well, I think it's there's a lot of layers to that, but just really try to get the legs going. Build chemistry with your teammates, line mates, make everyone feel comfortable as the captain. Try and get the guys together for golf or dinner, whatever it may be, and just really have a positive day and try and set the example out there. So that's been my focus here this week, and today was a great start. Day one of camp is the defensive side, and some key adjustments, some minor adjustments, but I think they're going to be really key so we can be better boxing out in front of our net and make quicker stops and exit quicker, so then we can play more offense. And I think that's what all the best defensive teams in the league, the hard nights, they're big, strong defensemen in the corner that cross check and make it hard on the forwards. And I think we're trying to adopt that and trying to build that into our game throughout camp is something I'm really excited for.
Elaine St. James.
Hi, Lucas. Steve was just on talking about, he's confident there's much more to your game. Where do you feel like that you can still grow?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think, just maturing on and off the ice, I think that that'll help me. I felt a huge difference coming into last year. Just the way you see it, the game, the way you handle yourself off ice. And I mean, then on ice as well, there's obviously areas I want to keep growing in, keep developing, taking bigger strides, taking more responsibility and, getting higher, expectations on myself. So, for sure, I mean, that's the goal. I'm still 22, so hopefully I have a lot of, development to still do.
And you finished last season on such a torrid pace. How much of that is sustainable on a consistent basis, do you think?
All of it, I would say. I didn't feel like I did anything extra. It just came together good. I feel like if you look at my season, I didn't really change anything. I just kept playing the same way and got a little bit of a different result, but at the same time, I don't think it was that huge of a difference the end of the season compared to the last thirds of the season, 2/3 of the season. So I think I figured out a lot of things about my game, what makes me good, and to be able to do that on a consistent basis.
Lastly, just such a momentous contract in your young life. Do you do anything to celebrate?
Yeah, I mean, not yet. It's been a lot not even 24 hours.
Yeah.
But just celebrating with family, friends, and then obviously trying to get over to the States as quick as possible.
Thank you, Lucas.
Thank you. I think from the start, a big thing for me was that I wanted long term. I think I've been pretty vocal about that, how much I like Detroit, how much I like the city, the team, and the direction we're heading. So that was for sure a big thing for me, and very happy we got it done.
What is the sense of relief like knowing once you've gotten everything done and it's signed that you don't have to worry about this contract stuff for another 8 years?
Yeah, I mean, it's a special feeling for sure. Very excited. Obviously you go around, you look at your phone a lot of screen time during the summers, and you spend a lot of time on the phone. So to get it done and you'll be able to move on from that, I feel like that's a huge relief, and then just focus on the Detroit Red Wings.
Saw online earlier this summer that you were training with Mo Seider over in Germany. I'm curious, did you guys ever talk about maybe your contract situations kind of being similar here, as well as the future in Detroit?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Both me and Mo, first of all, are really, really good friends. And we've kind of gone through this journey together, almost every step of the way. We came into the league together, and obviously we're in the same situation this summer. So, of course we talk. I think for us though, it's more just nice to get your mind off of things, just hang out as friends. You talk enough about with the contract, with agents and people asking. So I think for both of us, it's just nice to hang out as buddies and work out together. I had a great time in Germany, and it was really fun seeing him.
Kevin Allen.
Yeah, Lucas, thanks for doing this. You mentioned before you haven't had time to do anything big since you signed the new contract, but do you have something that you've been planning to do once you get the big contract?
No, not really. I would say, it's been, I think my mind's been for a while that I just want to get back and start playing again. Um, get to camp and be with the team and start the season. I think I know that's my main focus now for sure. And, maybe I'll treat myself with a little something, but, nothing in mind right now.
And you talked about the evolution of your game, and you said it was more of a natural progression, that you didn't do anything different, but obviously you were having more and more of an impact. But one thing that you seemed to be more physical, and was that sort of a conscious decision, or was that also natural that it just came with maybe you gained some weight last off season and you just felt you could play that way?
It's a good question. I think it. I think I get into games. I get into games well, both physically and mentally. When you bring the physical aspect of it. I'm not the biggest guy out there, but you get in those situations. You get physical. That usually helps you go. Get into the game a little bit more easier. And I felt that was a big thing. So maybe it was a little bit of conscious to do it, but I think that kind of came naturally as well. It's a weird feeling for sure, but a very excited feeling. I think I've been clear from the start where what I think about Detroit, and it's I'm extremely excited and obviously very honored as well to be able to be a Red Wing for at least 8 more years.